many plan sponsors ask, with target date strategies or even with managed accounts, do participants even need education at this point?
Absolutely. Not only from an education standpoint to help them understand what they have, but also it is the opportunity from a plan sponsor perspective to make them appreciate the benefits that they have in the plan. In 2008, we saw a lot of surprises with regard to target fund structures, the investment allocations, and that with just simple education and communication, participants could have been more informed about the investments that were made on their behalf, especially in default scenarios.
So we know within target date strategies, or if they have managed accounts, participants are receiving asset allocation advice. In essence, the question of how should I invest my money is being answered. So what other type of help do participants need at this point, since they have those types of vehicles?
So from an education and communication standpoint, it's helpful to remind participants what they're invested in and what the ramifications are in different market environments, as well as what that means at the end of the day from a retirement perspective. So in having the opportunity to continue to touch your participants in different ways, either it be through web design or websites or written education and communication, there's an opportunity to again reinforce the messages that are put forward and help participants understand what they have. And I think, going forward, that would be an opportunity for folks to also reiterate the benefits that they have in the plan.
Mm-hmm. And do you think it's important to help participants reframe their defined contribution plan into retirement income? In other words, instead of showing them a balance, show them what that may mean in terms of monthly income in retirement?
Absolutely, because folks aren't thinking about, participants don't think about their investments in that way, but the reality is they need to understand how they can use that investment pool and those investments going forward into retirement. So by putting it into terms that they can relate to on a monthly basis, relative to their expenses, relative to how they want to live their lives, it could make it a lot more real in terms of the information that's available to them.
Okay. And what about saving more? Do participants need to save more, and how can we help them achieve that?
Absolutely. Participants are never going to make it as they are investing today. And the reality is we need to encourage them not only through good investment structures, but also through plan design that will help them get into the plan, maximize their savings, maximize the match and the benefits that they have from a plan design perspective, and then help educate and communicate with them as they go through that investment cycle, as they go through the time between now and retirement.
So Sue, do you think it makes sense for participants to stay in the plan at retirement?
I do. And everything that we're doing from an investment standpoint and a design standpoint today helps to encourage that kind of behavior. It not only benefits the total plan, but it benefits the participants who are at retirement. And many of the structures, like the target funds, the income solutions, they're all designed to keep people in the plans post-retirement.
Financial planning is a tough term to define. Different people look at it in different ways. In my view, financial planning isn't a product that you can go buy on a stock exchange. It's a process. It encompasses everything that you do financially, both from investments, insurance, savings, retirement. It's looking at the whole picture, not just one small piece of what you're trying to accomplish.
Do participants really need financial planning?
I think they do. I believe those target date strategies allow them to invest more easily without being overwhelmed with choices. So it allows them easy entry in terms of saving for their future. But that's just one element. If all they're doing is just focusing on their retirement, they may be missing other things like college planning for their kids or budgeting, things like that. So it doesn't replace the financial planning process. Again, it's just one side of it. But more importantly, it just helps them start towards their retirement goals.
How can companies help their participants as they're looking toward retirement and saving for those goals?
Communication is very important. There's a lot of communication that I think participants get. Sometimes participants don't want to receive that necessarily, or it may not be in the way that they're ready to receive it. Multi-language approaches I think are very good. Just trying to figure out a way, how do we get that participant to really look at their future and start saving for it?
So Ed, in your opinion, can retirement planning stand on its own, or does it need to be part of a broader plan?
If you just focus on one element of, let's say, this broader plan, you just focus on retirement planning, one of the things that you may lack is balance between all that you're trying to accomplish. For instance, if you're trying to save money for your kids' college, you may be putting too much in your retirement plan and not enough in college planning. If you're not looking at how much you're spending, you may not be able to save for either. So you have to look at one element of it, retirement planning, in the broad scheme of everything you do in terms of financial planning.
Ed, what is it that plan sponsors can do to provide broader support around financial planning for their participants?
There's a lot of different channels, I believe. If you look at how corporations reach out to individuals, whether it's through web-based advice or through literature or one-on-one planning even from a professional that's hired by the firm. These are all elements that these individuals, corporations can do to reach the individuals in their plans.
From your perspective, why do you think financial planning is so important?
Being in America, it's the land of opportunity. So with that, it's just that opportunity. You have to make the best and the most of what you have and what you do. So people receive a paycheck, but they have a lot of choices in terms of what to do with that paycheck. The pie is only so big. So if you're saving for retirement, if you're saving again for college, there's a balance between that. And you have to be very careful in terms of how you approach financial planning in regards to that whole element.